everyone. Welcome back to The Missing Link. I am your host, Miss Sabrina. So I am so super excited tonight. Tonight. You guys know I always get super excited. It doesn't matter. But tonight I am really excited because we have Miss Kimeko Robinson here. And Miss Kimeko is a painter. And I have been following her for a couple years now. Her work is so amazing. And you guys definitely, after this live is over, you have to go check her out on Instagram. Her information is down in the description box below. Check her work out and order something because y'all need to have some new paints. It's a new year, 2022. We starting off big. We starting off right. We starting off colorful and in love with paintings. Okay, changing up the decor in the house. Okay, so definitely check out her Instagram. Check out her work. She has amazing work, and I am so honored to have her here today. How are you, Miss Kimeko Robinson?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I am great. How are you?
Good. I'm well. Trying to stay safe and safe.
Yeah.
And inside, because I'm still scared. I'm just trying to stay inside.
Girl, don't I know? Yes, indeed.
Right. So real quick, because I don't even want to act like I don't even see those paintings in the background. I'm not even going to sit here and act like they're not back there. Okay. We're going to act like, and we're going to talk about the fact that they're back there and how beautiful they are.
Thank you.
Okay. So before we even move forward, and I've never even done this before, but before we move forward, tell me a little bit about each piece. Like, obviously you painted all of them. Like, give me some information. I need to know because those parrots back there, all those colors, honey, love. Tell me about them. Are they for sale? Like what's going on?
Yes, everything is for sale. It's always for sale. This right here is a part of one of my latest series that I'm working on, which is nature and women together. So I wanted to kind of incorporate the two. So I don't know if you can see there's a woman in the background. And you know, I got her with nature. And I just wanted to show the vibrant colors of what God's creation is, you know, not just women. Women are beautiful in different shades and colors and hair and just all kinds of different backgrounds. But you also got nature and different animals and how beautiful God's creation is, pretty much. So I just wanted to emphasize that. And this is one of them that I'm working on. I'll probably have like 10 pieces altogether eventually for a solo show that I'll be doing later on this year or early next year. It depends on how fast I can paint. But so this is one. And then I have this one is two.
That is gorgeous. Like, who is that? Do you know her?
No, this is nobody. This is nobody.
I love it.
So I'm gonna put another bird up here and then incorporate, like, there's a bird right here, so I need to finish working on that, and you know, just finish detailing the flowers and whatnot. Emphasize more color here with the forest and have more plants and stuff like that. But that's gonna be part of the series as well.
Okay, I was gonna ask you that. Okay.
Yeah. So I have one more piece that I've already done. And people can look it up. It's a giraffe with a woman, and she's surrounding the giraffe with her dress. And it's the sky and the giraffe together. It's just like intertwined together. So that's what got me started with this new series that I'm working on.
I love it.
Thank you. And then this right here is one of two abstract pieces that I have with floral paintings, and it's just pretty much abstract. I incorporate glitter and glass and different textures to make it pop a little bit more.
So actual pieces of glass.
Yes, there's glass on here, like right here. It's kind of hard for me to grab it without it falling, but there's glass right here, and it's glitter, glass here. I actually cut myself.
Yeah, because this one, like, real glass.
Yes.
do you break the pieces of glass up, or is it like already pre-cut, like at Michael? Like, where do you know
Yeah,
what
it's
I
at
mean?
yeah, I got mine at Michael's and it's
Oh,
already crushed
right.
and I just put like different type of a matte finish and glue and just all different types of things to make it stick. But I have to use my hands to put it on there. So
Right.
yeah, and if you're not careful and you scratch it, you can, cut yourself. So uh,
Yeah.
also I have this one. I don't know if you can see it. This piece is also abstract.
Oh, that's
Um,
nice.
so I love doing abstract. Let me move over this way. Because it's a little bit more free form. I can just, however I feel, and the emotion and expressions just come out on the canvas.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I love using glitter. I have gold. That's one of my favorite colors. So just it just brings it out a little bit more, I think. So
Yeah. I was
yeah.
about to say, because gold is one of my favorite colors too.
Oh, really?
I'm like, is that a color? I don't know, but it's gonna be a color because I love it. So
Exactly.
that's just what it is. People are like, what's your favorite
Exactly.
color? Black. Is that a color? White. I don't know. I love it.
Mhm.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Because I'm sure that someone's gonna see those paintings and say, you know what, I want that painting. That painting is gorge.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're all so dope. Like,
Thank
I'm really feeling that the blue with the gold in the back with the flowers. That thing is gorgeous.
thank you.
That
I've
thing.
actually fell in love with this one too myself because let me tell you,
That thing is
I've had
nice.
it's like this is like one of those pieces where you're like building on top of building and it's like
Mm,
changes. So there's so many layers of texture that
yeah.
it's just you tend to get attached to it and fall in love and it's like, oh, this is just
Uh,
gonna make me raise the price even more.
yeah, I mean, yeah, because people don't understand, like, when you're making stuff, especially with your hands, and the reason I can resonate with you is because I sew. Like, I literally sit behind a sewing machine
Wow.
and I sew and I create. So people really don't understand. Like, I'd be I'm an artist. Like, I'm real sensitive about my ish. Like, in real life, like, I
Exactly.
was on live earlier today, and that's what I was saying, because it's true and people don't understand. Like, people are like, oh, I can get that from, and I've had people say this to me, oh, I can get that from Fashion Nova for $15. And I'm like, and
Mhm.
as soon as you wash it like 4 times, it's gonna fall apart.
Exactly.
But the love and care, like, this is for you. This is custom. Like, I use my hands to personally make this for
Yeah.
you. People
Yeah.
don't really understand, you know what I mean? So I get
Right.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I
I,
get it.
I
Raise
yes,
them prices, honey. Raise them prices.
you have to.
People be like, oh, how much is that? They be like, oh, that's too expensive. I'd be like, oh, those are not my people.
Right. It's really frustrating because it's like you take your time and energy and you have to pay for these supplies
Yeah.
and whatnot and sweat and tears or whatever you put into it, that's you part of that painting. And so I think, as I've come along, I've learned to appreciate my value and
Yeah.
who I am and what my art is worth.
Yeah. Absolutely. And no one really understands the value of it but the artist in real life. And honestly, a lot of times we put a price on it, but in our eyes, it's really priceless. And if
Mm.
we could charge this amount, we would, but we know, like, people not gonna buy it at $5,000. Like, right? Like, I need to make it make sense.
Right, exactly.
I'd rather have like a customer like in the next 6 months and not like the next 10 years, like, until you get to that point. So some of my pieces that I have, I'm like, I really should be charging more, but it needs to make sense though. And
Right.
you want customers. So,
Absolutely.
oh
I
God,
agree.
yeah, we have already talked 10 minutes into it. And this is the first time I've ever done this, because everyone knows that on the missing link, when I host, I get right into it, honey. I don't. Okay, so let's get right into it now. But
Okay.
I had to ask you about the paintings. Okay, so my very first question to you is, who is Kimeko Robinson?
So Kimeko Robinson is a child of God. I am very strong in my faith, and just honoring him in everything I do. I'm a loving, open-hearted person, um, always wanting to give and be the one that helps the next person next to me. Always wanting to do my best, encourage others, and just be a light among my peers, among my fellow artists, my fellow actors, my family. I've always wanted to, since I can remember, I've always wanted to be loved and like express that to everyone, and when I had that coming back to me, it just fills me with so much joy. I'm an artist. I am a creator. I am just, I love being um, a little bit of the center of attention.
And that's
but for the most
okay.
but for the most part, I'm just someone that is driven and a go-getter, and someone that really appreciates um, being an artist. I love to create. I cannot go a day without creating something. I have to be creative. That's just who I am, you know. So yeah.
Yeah. So where are you from? Where did you grow up?
So I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I was born there, and when I was little, I can't remember what age, maybe like around 1 or 2, my father was in the Navy and was stationed here in the DMV area. And so I grew up initially here on Bowling Air Force Base, and then I transferred, or we moved to Fort Washington, Maryland. But between here and New Orleans, I spent my summers there. I spent, holidays in Louisiana as well. But my school year and my childhood coming up was here. So
Wow. So you like are really from here.
yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
I never knew
But I
that.
claim Louisiana,
Right.
because it's
Okay.
on my certificate.
Okay. That's so funny because I said that I always wanted to go to Louisiana because that's where my father's Creole.
Hmm.
And I'd never been. And the year that I planned to go was getting ready to get my ticket and everything. Katrina happened.
Oh, yes.
And I never got a chance to go again. I never planned it. I'm gonna have to because I
Yes.
said I'm gonna have to. But that in before Katrina, that's when it was like I used to watch like and see the Mardi Gras and the pictures and like the people going down the street and the people doing wild stuff. I was like, I have to go.
Yes. I always tell people, if not but once, you have to try, to visit New Orleans. There's just so much culture and food, and it's a lot of information that you could learn from, Um, it's a beautiful city. It was way better before Katrina, of course. Way different, I should say, not better, but different. It's a different feel, vibe, and especially for me because everyone, my whole entire family, my mom's side and my dad's side, were down there. And when Katrina hit, everybody went everywhere. Houston, California, Florida, Georgia, everywhere. So, it's really quite different from my childhood going down there to now. When I go visit, I used to have a place to stay. Now I got to make sure I have a hotel. I mean, I have a few family members still there, but now that we've had COVID and Katrina, it's like you definitely got to get a hotel.
Right.
It's not the same anymore. Going to get snowballs around the corner, seeing my grandmother at my great aunt's house. I mean, it's just not the same. So, and a lot of people have died. So the feel is quite different. Since Katrina, I have gone several times, like at least once or twice a year, and visited the family that's there, or just embrace the culture, of course.
Right.
But the last time I think I went for my grandparents' funeral, which was in 2017, which was before COVID. So I haven't been
Right.
since COVID. So it's quite different. I do want to go back. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but maybe next year. Um, I was going to try and go to the Essence Festival this year,
Yeah.
but I'm going to wait one more year, I think. Just,
Yeah.
you know, so,
Yeah.
but yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy that you mentioned the Essence Festival, because I had Carl Thomas on last night, and he was
Oh,
like, he says that he's going to be performing at the Essence Festival this year,
oh,
and now you're saying it again. I don't know. Maybe the universe is telling me that I need to go this year or something. I don't know.
number 3. If you hear it one more time, you might have to go.
Right, exactly. I'm gonna have to keep y'all posted on that, because that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
And let
Wow.
me know if you do go, because I know a few people that are going that
Okay.
are actually a friend of mine. He's in the music industry. And so if you do plan on going, I can connect with him and, give you places to go and eat and stuff like that. So,
That would be dope. That would be
yeah,
dope. I'm gonna wait for number 3 though. We're gonna see what
I
happens.
know. I know.
If I hear it again, I'm like, let me go book my
The
ticket.
fly. Exactly.
Okay, so growing up, what did you want to be growing up as a little girl?
Wow, that is such a good question, because I've always wanted to be um, either in the entertainment. I always wanted to perform. I always want to be creative.
Mhm.
So even as a young kid, I was drawing and acting and singing in my room, as a kid. So I
Yeah.
always knew I wanted to do something in that realm of, entertaining, performing, being creative in that aspect. And so I never wanted to be like a teacher or a professor or a doctor. None of those things ever even crossed my mind. I was like, I don't want that. I don't want to do that. That's too hard. And plus, academically, it was always a challenge for me, like mathematics and science or English was always a challenge for me. So when it came to the arts, you know, music, which is my mom's background,
Oh
and my
wow.
dad is also, well, he's in toxicology, or was. He's retired now, but as a kid, he was a painter too. So it's just in my blood.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Yeah, you had two creative parents. It was destined.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've always wanted to be creative in some type of way. And I didn't know until later that my mom also was in theater as well as music. So she did theater. She sang with a professional group in the 60s in Louisiana. Very
Mhm.
professional, not very professional, but they were professional at that time, and they were on the radio and everything. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know that. And
Yeah, yeah.
tells me later in life. I'm like, okay, wow, let me find out.
That's
So
pretty
yeah.
cool though. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So obviously we see that you have taken the path to painting.
Mhm.
Now, at what age did you start painting?
Well, okay, so I would say it was in college. As a kid, I did a lot of drawings. I
Yeah.
wasn't really into painting like
Okay.
that. I may have done paintings in class or, different projects in school, but not until I got to college
Mm.
was it that it was an interest to me to really want to learn how to do it. So,
Right. So,
yeah.
okay, so when you first picked up the pencil, some crayons, when you were a little girl and you were drawing, when did you realize, like, what was the first thing you drew? And you were like, I think I like this. And what were you using? Was it a pencil? Was it crayons? I need to know.
Okay. So it was a pencil.
Okay.
And okay, so this is what I used to do as I think I was like 8 or 9, maybe. I don't remember. Um, I would go to the exchange. At the time we lived on base, and I
Okay.
would go to the exchange and I would get these magazines of, like what is it? Beat Up or whatever. I forget what it was called, Beach Street or something. You know, the magazines that they had back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
I do. Where
So
you,
I would go
tear the pictures out and hang them on your wall and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is what I would do. I would tear out the pictures of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
Then I would take a tracing paper, and I would put it over their face. And I taught myself how to draw faces this way. And I was like, oh, this is good. Okay, now I gotta, practice doing this without the tracing paper. Mm-hmm. So as I got, more confident and seeing that the faces kind of resembled without tracing, I'm like, okay, this is what it looks like with the tracing. Let me try it without tracing. And it was pretty close. I was like, I like this. Okay, I can do this. Okay. So it just built my confidence, and I was like, I have to draw. I have to do this and do that. But that's what got me like really into like, I think I really want to do this. Mm-hmm. This is it. This is for me. Yes. Okay. I'm going to do it. So
how old were you when that happened?
Like I said, I think I was like 9, maybe 10. I do know that we were living on base. So yeah, I was maybe 10. I was 10 years old. Yeah.
So after that, after you're like, this is for me, this is what I want to do, did you like start going to like art school? Like, did you go to a special school? Did you start taking classes?
So when I was in high school, I had an art class that was mandatory, of course. Mm-hmm. But the art teacher, until this day, I'm so grateful for him. Yeah. He's the one that like encouraged me more to go into art. Because, we would draw, and I was very attentive and wanting, like very eager to know what we were doing next. And we had this tennis shoe that he asked us to draw, but 3D. And I thought my shoe was the best shoe ever. Right. You should pursue this. You should go after the arts. I'm like, really? He said, yes. You just your face like lights up when you come to class, and you're so attentive, and you turn the work in on time, and it's like, this is really good stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, that's awesome. And he just was really encouraging, and I said, I'm gonna pursue art. I'm gonna do that. So yeah, so it was in high school, and then from there I went on to college, and I started taking classes that pertain to the arts. And I still was undecided. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I knew it was something with creating the art. Yes.
Yeah. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Okay, so with your paintings, what kind of products do you use? Like, do you use a certain type of paint? Do you use charcoal? Do you use a pencil first to draw and sketch your paintings out first? Like, what do you use to actually create your art?
So a lot of times I use Liquidex. It's the brand of paint. As far as acrylic, now I have used oil paintings. I haven't done it in a long time, just because I have to have a quick turnaround with my paintings. Oil takes longer to dry, and acrylic is a quick time. So as of lately, I've been using acrylic, and the best quality, and you can ask any artist, is Liquitex. I use different texture of, it's kind of like, what do you call it? You can use it for like t-shirts and, designing different t-shirts. So that type of paint comes in a really thin tube, and make lines on it so I can give it some texture. I love using anything that I find that's, makes it more plush or just gives it life, I think. So not just using the paint itself. What else? Oils. There's this seed oil that I use to make it more liquidy so it doesn't dry out too fast. Even though it dries fast, I don't want it to dry that fast. If you understand what I'm saying, like it can dry really, really fast. But if you want to like take your time in that moment and give it more moisture, I use the seed oil. It's also used when you're doing oil paintings. So I love what is it? Glitter. I use glitter all day long. I love glitter. I love what else? Like little beads and
like rhinestones,
rhinestone jewels, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So I've used it all. Well, not all. Like I have not experienced with putting clothes. I know some artists will take clothes and put it on the actual canvas itself. I've never done that.
Like material.
Yeah, like actual. One of my fellow artists, she actually uses clothes. Like she'll cut up the clothes and put it where she wants the actual. Say she's painting. This most recent painting that she did was of some music artist, but she cut out a piece of cloth or dress or whatever and put it at the bottom of her outfit. So I was like, that's interesting. I might want to try it someday, but I haven't experienced or used paintings on my actual canvas. So
right, I've seen something like that, but that's interesting.
Yeah, because sometimes you have to. I do know sometimes you have to staple it or glue it on. However, it will stay. So it takes a lot to make sure that the cloth will stay. And I've seen that in a few different artists. But yeah, I'll see them staple it, glue it with crazy glue or whatever you can. I did a painting of Prince several years ago, and I used sheet music. That was my first time ever experiencing. Yeah, trying to, use some type of material on a painting, and I glued all the music of his on the painting, and then I painted over. I was just like, how are people gonna see this? And then so I would wipe it off and then put it back. So it's underneath the painting of Prince of his music.
But can you see any of the notes or anything?
You can.
Faintly. That's probably gorgeous though.
Yeah, so I might try something like that again. I've been thinking of different ways that I can experience, like play with different material and whatnot in a painting. So right, yeah. So
that would be cool. Like, have you ever thought about doing one like of a girl and she has an afro and getting like some afro hair and like putting like the hair and like making it like real hair, like 3D?
Yes, I actually tried that.
Oh, shoot.
Yes, I tried that. There's a piece that I did. It was butterflies and her hair had all kinds of like trees and stuff in it. Yeah. And you can, if you get close to it, it's not hair, but it's pieces of sponge.
Right.
So I could show the texture, because I was just like, I don't know if I want to use hair. That's kind of creepy for me at the moment.
No, you're right.
How I wanted to pop. So I used sponge and I glued the sponge on and then I painted over the sponge.
To make it look like hair.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. Not like, I guess, real hair. Like, just get a track. Put the track up. Just glue it on the paint.
And glue it on.
Just use the hair glue.
Right.
The black.
Exactly.
Hair glue. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay, so let everybody know, like, what's in your art box, your toolbox, like that thing that you go to, you pick up, and it has all your supplies in it. Like, what's in? I don't know how much stuff is in there. So if you could at least give me like a brief description of like your main go-to pieces for painting.
Paint. My matte finish. I love using the matte finish lately because it gives it like a glossy feel, you know.
Mm,
So I love
mm.
using that, but it also can be a substitute for glue if you're putting other products on it. So yeah, X-Acto knife,
Mm.
um, sponges, glitter, glass,
Yeah.
my palette, to mix up my paint,
Uh,
a ruler, stick, scissors, wire, all kinds of stuff, screws, nails, uh, yeah, you name it. I've been in there, brushes. Um,
I mean, that's amazing because anybody that watches the replay that wants to one day in, dreams of painting or wants to become like, hey, I want to be a painter. Let me see what she had. Like, okay, I need to get some screws. I need to get some like you just never know, you know what I mean? But it's that creative side that you have to have this. I mean, I get it. Like you should see my office right now. I get it. I get it. And you're like, you use that and you sew? I'm like, yeah. I don't want to talk about it though.
it's crazy. I know. Yeah. But I mean, you need all of those things to put it together, you know. So once you finish creating, then, you know, if you're about to do a show, for example, you
Mm,
need wire to hang it.
yeah,
You need to screw them on the sides.
makes sense.
Um, and I'm telling you, there's so many different things that I've come to learn over the years from my fellow artists about how to hang a
Paint.
painting with that's a wood piece because I've painted on wood, plywood, which is a very different texture to paint on. But
Mm,
if you want to hang it, um, I found out a little trick. You take a small little canvas and you glue it onto the back of that wood piece
yeah.
and then wire that, and then you can hang it. That's a quick trick
Mm,
if you don't have time to go get it framed and all that
right.
kind of other stuff. So,
So do
yeah.
you make your own canvases or do you use the ones that are pre-made?
I use the ones that are pre-made. I
Mm,
have not stretched. I know how to do it. I just never have, you know, stretched my own canvases and stuff because it takes. I mean, it's not a lot of work, but you have to have, you know, the equipment to
yeah.
use to do that. Cut out the wood. Now they do also sell the wood, so you got to make sure you're getting the right measurements and stuff like that. But if you want to build your own frame, you need those tools, which I have not
Yeah.
gotten myself. So
Yeah.
I go buy it.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, it's probably easier because you're like, I don't want to sit here and spend half the day building my canvas. I want to paint on that thing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
But it's a good learning experience. I will say
Yeah.
that. That way you know how to build it.
Right.
If there's a shortage, God forbid,
Yeah.
of canvases that are already made, you know how to make one.
Yeah. Because I definitely am one of those people that would absolutely want to learn how to make one. But would I want to all the time? Absolutely not.
Right. Yeah, I know. And then also, I've learned, like I said, I paint on wood.
Uh,
So if I don't have a canvas and I really want to paint, I'm gonna
that
find something else to paint on.
that
I
was
have
my next
glass.
question. Yeah.
Oh,
What other things do you paint on? Like cups, books, clothes, like
yes.
what do you paint on? What else do you paint on?
So I have painted on handbags.
Mm,
I've painted on cups. I've painted on, like I said, plywood, metal.
mm,
I'm about to actually, my sister-in-law,
mhm.
she asked me to paint on it's a blank or a clear like plastic chair. So I'm about
Oh,
to do
okay.
that. But just all kinds of things, t-shirts, sweatshirts,
Shoes.
um, a person, a body.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've actually been painted on before too. So
Yeah.
yeah. Someone drew a whole. He painted a whole dragon from here all the way down to the bottom of my foot.
Oh,
He had
wow.
the dragon wrapping around me, but I don't really show those pictures because I didn't really have on that much clothes.
Understand.
And yeah, people might not, really receive it well. But it was
No,
a
I
gorgeous piece, though. Like,
yeah.
it was gorgeous. I loved it.
And it's I think the one thing about the art world is that you learn to paint on whatever. And
Mm,
yeah, you learn that early on. Like when I was in college, just having to paint a naked person, you learn to get past that. Like, okay. But this is for, you got to learn the structure and the bone structure and the curves and how to draw those things. And then you just kind of, as an artist, you learn to appreciate that in a way. I
yes.
don't paint on people anymore, but that was when I was younger. But now, like, whatever you give me, I'll paint on it. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah. A lot. And I get it, because me as a designer and me doing fashion week and stuff like that and working with models, like, I'm like, okay, no, take that off. And they're like, just get undressed right here. I'm like, yeah. Like, after you've seen so many, and I hate to say it like this, but naked people, like men and women, both models, because I work very closely with them in
yeah,
shows and stuff. I'm like, we don't have time for you to go run to the bathroom. Like,
right.
honey, like, you want to be a model or no? Like, and it's like, you have to do that. And it's the same thing. And
Mm,
you as an artist, you as a painter, you're not even looking at them, and you're not looking at their body. You're looking at it as a canvas. So
right,
because that's how I look at it too. Like, I'm looking at you, how the clothes is fitting you, how is going on to your curves, like,
right.
is this for you, is this not for you, should I put this on someone else? And
Yeah,
the clothes need to be a reflection of me, and it needs to look good on you. So when
exactly.
you show it, the audience can receive it like how I'm envisioning
Yeah,
it. You know what
yeah,
I mean? So I get
exactly.
it. I get
I
it.
I totally agree. And I've been in the fashion industry too, as far as modeling. So I totally understand what you are saying when it comes to, just
Yeah.
the models not wanting to. I'm just like, I get it. So
Facts. Facts.
mhm.
So what was the most expensive painting you have ever sold?
um the most expensive painting would have to be, I did most recently a painting of Martin Luther King.
Mm.
And that was an abstract piece. I love that piece, by the way. Oh my goodness. Everybody's, oh, do you have? I was like, no, I sold it. It was a commission piece. And
Mm.
I was offering him to, I was going to give it to him for a certain price. He was like, no, I got to give it to you more. I was like, okay.
Right.
So to this day, the most expensive painting that I've sold thus far is 1800. Mm-hmm. It needs to go up though.
Yeah. He like, today's price ain't tomorrow's price.
Exactly. I'm like,
Feel you.
okay.
Feel you. Dang, 1,800. That's amazing. I mean, because like we don't, like, we hear $1,800, like $1,800 for a painting. Like, we don't know how big the painting was. We don't know how long it took you. We don't know how much product you had to buy and
Yeah,
use. Because I'm sure those products are expensive. You know what I mean? Like, my sewing stuff is expensive. People don't get it. The time, the labor,
yeah.
like, it's a lot that goes behind it. So for me to sit and ask you everything, I can't. But the fact that it was $1,800, I just know in my head that a lot of love, work, sweat, tears, long nights went into that painting.
Yes.
I just know, because I'm a creative, so I get it.
Yes. Exactly.
Honey.
Oh,
Yeah.
and spray paint.
Hmm.
I, spray paint.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to say that.
So where do you buy your products from? Like, do you get stuff over here, over here, over here, or do you just go to one place and you buy your products?
A little bit of different places, Michael's, Bleak,
Mm,
just a regular mom and pop art store.
yeah.
There's one that I really like. I don't get to get out there that much, but it's in Hyattsville, and it's a mom and pop shop, but they have like the best art supplies. So, and it's not that picked over like some art stores. So,
Mm-hmm.
but my go-to, like on a regular basis, when I got the 70% off on the canvases, is my go.
Facts, honey. I be
Oh,
waiting
y'all
for
got
the emails.
buy one, get two free. Okay, I'm there.
Facts, exactly. Like I have Joanne fabrics on speed dial and have the like as soon as that I get that email
Mm,
today, the one piece item 50% off. I'll be like, let me go buy 10 yards real quick.
right.
Like people like, yeah, we be waiting for the sales days. This stuff be
Yes,
expensive.
you have
Shoot.
to. You have to. Otherwise, you be look. Look, I need to sell this because it cost me such and such. Look, y'all. Look. And then,
Right.
oh my goodness, I made a a sketch one time where I was just like, the person is asking, oh, this is can't be that much. I'm like, the canvas by itself cost me $70. So no, I'm not gonna give it to you for $80.
Right.
No.
$70. Yeah, people don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get it.
No.
People ask me all the time. They like, well, why is it so expensive? I'm like, well, first of all, you can't just walk into Marshalls. You're not gonna see this at Marshalls or JC Penney's booth. Like
Right.
not even Saks. You're not gonna see it. You're not gonna see it. It's exclusive. Like,
Exactly.
like, yeah, and people they be like, well, I just feel like at the end of the day, like my right customers will come to me
Right.
and I can't lower my prices anymore because I work hard. Before when I first started my business, I had like I really wasn't making that much money because in
Yeah.
my head I was like, you know what, I just want to sell it. I just want to see my products, my designs on people, and I would be making $20, $30 extra here
Yeah.
and there. But I wasn't happy at the end of the day because I'm like I think about all the time that I put into marketing and
Mhm.
advertising and to designing and making
Yeah.
it, and then I'm like I'm not even really getting my money's worth, but I'm so impressed to just have it on someone that I
Yeah.
was lowballing myself. And now
Yeah.
I'm just at a place where I'm like, these are my prices. That's just what it is. My customers will come to me.
Right.
I'm just not gonna lower my prices anymore. And that's just what it
Yeah.
is. But
Exactly.
yeah, I definitely feel you. So where do you get your inspiration from behind your paintings? Like, do you like go to somewhere scenic and you sit by the water and you hear the waterfall and you bring your sketchbook, or do you like
Mm.
I walk through the mall? I don't like where do you get your inspiration? I know I'm reaching, but
Yes, and you're very close. I get it from just spending time in God's word. I get
Mhm.
it from my just listening to praise worship music. I get it from sitting on an airplane going somewhere. I get it from being in a different place and seeing mountains and the fountains and the air and the birds and the this and the that. I get it from what's going on in the news to like the Black Lives Matter and all that kind of stuff. I get it from everywhere. And that's what I pull my inspiration from. And so I'm just like, okay, well, how can I pull this to this and make it this? So I'm constantly like trying to, okay, how can I make this work into one piece?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
yeah, I get it from all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
So do you take special orders? Like if I hit you up and say, Kamiko, I want you to make, see, I'm not even gonna say that because somebody gonna try to take my idea. Because in my head, I know like I'm thinking about getting something made, but I gotta figure out some stuff here. But if someone wanted to get something personally made from you, do you do special orders?
Of course, yeah. So it's a commission piece.
Mhm.
And, people hit me up all the time. I want a painting of my daughter. I want a painting of this person or that person. It's usually portraits.
Mhm.
It's very rare that I get people that are wanting to get something that's not of a personal, sentimental value to them.
Yeah.
If they do take something from me, it's because it's something that I've already created and they like it. So they'll buy that. But the commission pieces are, something that they've requested.
Yeah.
And, from, I think from the time that they asked me to, the delivery, um, is just really rewarding, actually, because, you know, to see their faces is priceless, you know. So, but yeah, it's commission pieces, and you know, I arrange how much it will be for that person depending on the size of it and how long it's going to take me, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah.
So say for instance, someone is all the way in LA and they want you to send them a painting. Will you ship that painting to them as well?
And
Does
I've
it
done it
matter?
several times before. Like even for Double Cross, I, you know, well, the first time I had my art in Double Cross, I brought it with me, but the second time I shipped it. So for two
Mhm.
reasons, I had, you know, they went in the plane. I was nervous as crap, but I shipped it on over. I've shipped my art to Houston, Texas, Dallas, Florida, New York. So yeah, I have no problem with shipping.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So see, you just brought up double cross, and
I'm
that was the
sorry.
next thing that I was going to ask you about because people don't know, honey. If they don't know, they need to ask somebody. So let them know what double cross is. I know, but I need you to tell them what double cross is and how it was relevant to you.
So Double Cross is a TV series that was picked up from it was once UMC, but now it's All Black Network.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, pretty much a television series about two brother and sister that are um, fighting crime against sex trafficking of kids, and how I came to get my art in there. So, long story short, I attended high school with the director, which is Howard Gibson, and his sister, Crystal Gibson.
Mhm.
And so that's how the relationship is right there. So they asked me to not only paint pieces for the show, but they asked me also to be in it as an extra. So I had a little line, and I got to, you know, be on set. And I'm just like, yes, this is my world right here, painting and acting. How awesome is that? So I did two pieces in the first season um, of the twins that played the brother and sister. And then for the second season, I shipped three of my pieces out there for different scenes. And you can go back. Anybody that's interested in seeing Double Cross, you can find it on All Black. It's still streaming. I think you can also find it on Prime. I think it's on Prime and Apple, I do believe. So yeah, but so that's how I have a, you know, a relationship uh rapport with the directors and stuff. And I got to experience that. So it was great exposure. And I'm very appreciative. So yeah.
So aren't like two of the paintings? Isn't one of them of the two main characters? Like
Yeah.
Erica and Eric? Like, didn't you paint the actual
Yes.
lead characters in the movie? I remember
Yeah.
seeing them on the wall. I was like, oh shoot! I was like, she painted those.
Yep. Yep.
And
I sure did.
you paint like guys. She painted the lead characters in the movie. I mean, the show, the TV
Yep.
show on Double Cross, and they're on the wall. Like
Yep.
when they're like acting out and stuff like that, like you see it back here on the
Yep.
wall. So y'all definitely have to check it out. Once I saw it,
Yes.
I was like, that is so dope. That was such a huge thing for you. And I
Yes.
love
Oh
seeing
my gosh. And it was I had never met the actors before the table read, and I brought the paintings to the table read. And mind you, Jeff, who plays the brother Eric Cross in the show, he has a lot of tattoos here. And I tell you, that was a challenge for me. And I was telling him too, I was just like, look, trying to paint your tattoos. And he was like, but you got it, girl. You really,
Yeah, you
you
did a
really
good
did it. I was
job.
like, yeah, it was a challenge. Like I was still working because I painted them. I was done with them. And then I brought them with me to LA. And then when I got to LA, I'm at my cousin's house trying to like fix it. So I spent like 3 days before the table read in LA trying to fix his neck because the tattoos weren't looking real enough for me.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
I had
And
to run to Michael's and get more paint.
yeah, they did look like Eric and Erica. The characters in the movie, they look like them. So the paintings, you did a good job.
Thank you. I also did a season finale painting for Howard and Crystal of the whole like show. So I had Eric and Erica, the characters, they're like really big, and then on the side was like different scenes from the show. I even put myself in there. And then it
Okay,
says double
you got
cross.
ahead.
Yes, because I was in it too.
Right, you were. Right,
And
girl.
then I put double cross season 1 on the bottom, and I gifted that to them. Yeah, that's a one-time deal.
Right.
So, but yeah, they have that painting for the show to commemorate and mark the season 1 successful and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us if they're gonna come out with another season?
I do believe they might be coming out with. I'm not quite sure. I know they did season 3.
Yeah.
So, but to be honest with you, I haven't kept up with them since then. So they might, they may not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they might be because I did see Crystal back in LA. So they might be shooting now.
Okay. I'm just trying to get a little.
Yeah.
Because networks will drop you in the middle of the season, honey. You will be you be thinking that you trying to figure out what's going to happen next season because you remember last season XYZ had happened and it was a to be continued situation. The network will be quick. Unfortunately, we no longer need your services, and they will end you. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. So
I was just being nosy, seeing if you knew.
I don't know. I my life, I mean, I can always, I have an open door to double cross if I ever want to go and be on. I know I can definitely go back, but I haven't, checked in or, done any of those things. So, but I know that I can if I want to. So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So do you teach classes for painting?
I have done paint and sips. So, yeah. So I've done paint and sips and I still do paint and sips. So if anybody's interested, I do provide that service for kids, for adults, for teenager parties, couples night, you name it. I can definitely do that. Yep.
Yeah. That's dope. Have you ever done like a paint and sip like privately? Like I want you to come to like my home for me and like 3 of my girlfriends because we want to get turned up and we don't want to be out in public to get turned up.
That's how I always do it. I've never had like a storefront or anything like that. I've always gone to the person's home.
Okay.
They provide the space.
Right.
Now there's a few times that I've collaborated with my fellow artists with the collective group. Mm-hmm. That's the name of them, or the DMV League of Artists. I'm also a member of the DMV League of Artists. So we'll, collaborate and do a paint and sip together as a team.
Yeah.
And that may be in a public place or, outside somewhere. It just depends. But yeah, I've done so many paint and sips. It just depends on the situation. But yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you like the most about being a painter?
The most I like about being an artist is just the diversity of it. I think just being able to switch it up. It could be a number of things, painting, people to, nature to just being creative.
Yeah.
It's just so much in my head that I want to, get out there to the world for the world to see. And it's just an awesome feeling to be able to know that, wow, I created that. That's amazing. Look what God gave me, this talent to be able to make a stroke and know the differentiations between the colors to blend this. And like sometimes I look at a painting, I'm like, wow, that came from me. Like it's just mind-boggling to me, really, to be able to do that. So I love that. I love being part of a community of other artists as well, and feeding off of them, and us lifting up each other, and just being part of that. You know, being creative with other creators. I love that community. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what do you like least about being an artist? She
Not
laughed.
getting paid, not being able to like this be all I do. I still have to support myself. You know, I still have bills to pay. I still need to pay for the roof over my head. So it would be an awesome thing for me to finally quit my day job and just focus on my art. That's what I would love. And I don't like the fact that I can't do that because it's not as financially supportive right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you working on any projects right now that you would like to share with us?
Other than my solo project, there's a few things that I am working on, but I cannot really say right now.
Okay.
But you will see a lot of my stuff coming out the end of this year and also in the beginning of next year. And I'm working on a solo show as well. So
okay. Mm-hmm. Like a gallery where we can actually go and see your artwork. Like
it's gonna be like just my show, and it's just gonna be my art. Mm-hmm. And it will last for however long. I'll have an opening night, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's so amazing. So let everybody know how they can find you and your artwork, your beautiful work.
So they can find me on Instagram. It's TKOKO Creole, and that's TKOKOCREOLE. They can find me on Facebook at Fine Artist Tikoko Creole. You can find me on Twitter at Tikoko_Creole. And yeah, so those are all my Instagrams and social medias. Yep.
Well, this was such an amazing get together. I don't even want to say an interview. Like it was like, I felt like we were just two girlfriends just shooting it and just like talking and having fun. It was really, really good. And it's so informative. Like you gave a lot of great information. So anyone that's going to watch this replay, definitely, I hope that you guys go ahead right now. Go get a notepad, get a pen, and rewind this, and go get your notes, because you're definitely gonna need to do that. The information was so amazing. I appreciate you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come here on the Missing Link with me.
Thank you so much for having me. I really do. I enjoyed my time, and I love talking about art. So it was awesome.
Absolutely, it was, definitely. And also, guys, too, I want to say that her Instagram is in the description box below. So if you want to connect with Kimeko Robinson on Instagram, definitely slide in her DM. Go ahead tonight, buy a painting. If not, slide in her DM and let her know that you want something personally made. But until then, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment down below how you felt about this interview, and also to what you think about her paintings that are in the background that she actually painted herself. Definitely comment down below. But other than that, until the next link, I love you guys so much. I'll see you next time.